folks. My name is Romwise Gamgee, and welcome to Quick and Dirty Roleplaying. This particular video will be completely unscripted, not because of laziness on my part, but because this is an unboxing video. And the video, well, not the video, the thing I want to unbox comes from a place called Honeybase Yellow Submarine. What? Honeybase, wow. Hobbybase Yellow Submarine. From what language is that? Japanese. Yes, folks. I got this particular product from Japan, specifically in Akihabara, which is located in Tokyo. And the product in question is the Elden Ring TRPG. This cost me, let me see, a price tag of 60,050 yen, which comes to approximately like 50 bucks or so. So at the time of purchase, the exchange rate was like 1,000 yen would equal $6.70. So multiply it by 6 and you get let's see, yeah, 6.7 times, well, times 10 would be $67. So yeah, around there somewhere. Okay, so in the back it has text that I can't read by myself. However, oh, and let me show you the contents of this thing. So this comes with, let's see, the Elden Ring TRPG rulebook and Elden Ring TRPG enemy and scenario book. So already right there, that appears to be like really good value for what I paid for this. Now, before I open this up, one thing I have to say is mad props to the app Google Translate. So here's the app in question, right here. So on the App Store, look up Google Translate. I used another one before called Talking Translate, but that one only serves to translate stuff either spoken or typed. Now, what makes this app, one of the features that makes this app amazing is that with it, you can actually download many of the languages available so that you have access to them offline. And while you are connected, one of the reasons the offline portion was really important for me is because I came to discover that my phone, even though I've had it for years now, reason I'm kind of like veering off over to the side is because that's where I have the video footage like showing. So my phone, even though I've had it for years, I've discovered is still locked, and I didn't know this until I had purchased a prepaid SIM card. And once I put it in, that's when I got the notification saying that my phone is still locked. So throughout my entire trip to Japan, I was with a locked phone with no access to what you call it? Yeah, no access to roaming data or my phone. I had to rely on Wi-Fi wherever I went, which fortunately was not really a big problem because it was pretty easy to get Wi-Fi access wherever I went, whether it was at hotel rooms or in establishments. So to go to one of the great features of Google Translate, if you go down here to camera, you press that. Okay, bam, and then shows the camera of what you're pointing to, And then, so for this particular product, what I'm going to do here is first, I'm going to press that middle button where it has the two arrows, so it translates from Japanese to English. Take a picture of this top portion here, and you don't even need to take a picture before it translates. So, but I'm going to do it for the sake of this video. All right. So already you can see here, this is the original. Google has highlighted the thing to be translated, and then when you press up here for translated, it will translate for you. So, for the sake of just dictating it to you, this top portion of the back of the book translates to, and you'll have to excuse me and my old man eyes here. This book is a tabletop RPG based on the worldview and data of the action RPG Elden Ring. You can enjoy the tense battles of Elden Ring and the atmosphere of the Land Between, where the story takes place through analog, simplified data, conversations, and imagination. This book contains the rules for playing the TRPG, because in Japan, TRPG stands for tabletop role-playing game. The data and sheets used by players, and the enemy and scenarios used by game masters in 3 volumes. Okay. Now, let's see here. I'm actually going to unbox this, peel off the plastic wrapping off this son bitch. And let me tell you, the Japanese love to wrap things in plastic. Everything, basically. You know, even bananas and fruits and whatnot that you buy at the konbini or convenience stores. Shout out to those convenience stores, Family Mart, 7-Eleven, or 7 and Holdings, or excuse me, 7 and I Holdings, Lawson. Those are great places to, I guess, dip your toes into just buying stuff and whenever you need to use the restroom. Like, unless it's in a really populated area, like say like Shibuya, or especially Dotonbori over in Osaka. And good luck finding a public restroom there. But outside of there, man, things are incredibly convenient. And the toilets don't compare. There we go. Oof. Nice and glossy. Here we have a what you call it? We have Princess Rani. We have here the vagabond character. In the back here, we also have the hero character. You know, these are like the archetypes that you can play in the game. And back here, with that hood and that cape, that I assume that that's the confessor. All right, so there's 3 things here because there's the booklet. Oh, okay. All right, so these are softcover. Elden Ring TRPG rulebook. Softcover. Elden Ring TRPG skill and sheet book. Book 2. And the thickest of them all. Let me see here. This is thicker than the first 2 books combined. The Elden Ring Enemy and Scenario book. Alright, let's do a quick flip through each of these. Oh, I got a thingamabob. Little pamphlet thing here. Dragon book, Elden Ring TRPG. All right, so hold on a second. So you see here it has a 6 and then a kanji and 20 and then another kanji, even though it may not be clear. I'm pretty confident that both of these kanji refer to the currency. Seeing that there are two separate kanji, so to speak, I mean, the closest thing that I can think of off the top of my head is for currency that's what was used way back in the day. I believe it was the Ryo and the Mon, and 10,000 Mon equals 1 Ryo. So, you know what? If this were to, oh, it opens. To this, let me see. This here is for something else. Mystery and Adventure Box 01, Mystery and Adventure Box 02. Some product line called Mystery and Adventure. Enough speculating on old Japanese currency. Okay, here we have what you call it, an image straight from the intro of Elden Ring. This is probably the second image shown within the intro of Radagon of the Golden Order attempting to fix the Elden Ring that was shattered by Queen Marika. Okay, yeah, so it's showing more pictures of the intro. And then let's see, more pictures from the intro. And then, boom, table of contents. Okay, so this is, from then on, it's black and white images. Alright, this, I don't recall where this is from. This is a section in Stormvale Castle. Let's see. Elden Ring, referring to the video game, and then TRPG. You got your players there. You have the GM, the Game Master. Let's see. And then, okay, so here, where my middle finger is at, it shows that it uses 2 6-sided dice. There's a QR code and a link to other things. Japanese also love their QR codes. And see, I'm looking at there because the thing that I still haven't gotten used to and that I typically don't like about doing like live recordings like this is I need a person to when I talk, just when I'm just like talking, if I'm not talking to myself, which I technically am in the moment, but it's all for an audience. Okay, and then more stuff here. Also, I'm looking at the camera as a or not at the camera, but at myself on the other screen as reference to what I'm pointing at, which is very helpful. Yeah, this is a character. That my finger, yeah. Looks like he's activating and going through a portal to who knows where. All right, we have here a map of lands between. Let's see. This looks like more lore stuff. More text. It even has here a page of the different jesters. Why, I have no idea. And it has here the Elden Ring jester, which is just, hold on a second. put a marker here, which is just you doing this in the shape of the Elden Ring, or of a ring. Alright, chapter 2. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So, here in the bottom left, or if I were to read this book, the page facing me, we have a character sheet, or an example of a character sheet. Let's see. Stats, HP, FP, and a bunch of other stuff that, oh, it's got starting classes here. The Vagabond, Warrior, Hero, Bandit, Astrologer, Prophet, Samurai, Prisoner, Confessor, Wretch. And then it has others that are not starting classes from the game. The Perfumer, the Scout, the Gladiator, and the Leader. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. See references to PC, the player character. Okay, let's see here. It's got this other image, probably explaining like what the character class is, along some art. I'm assuming that this part here, where it has like 1 to 3 circles, may refer to its difficulty or ease of use. Okay, here we have starting stats. So the stats here, or rather the numbers, the scores used to measure the stats correspond with, give me one moment, with the ones found in the game. Now, how they will be applied in the RPG itself, I don't know. Okay, so, bam, bigger stuff. There's the warrior. The the warrior starting gear, their garb, looks so badass. I love it. Okay, shows the items they have. Not sure what these mean down here. Let's see, the hero, bandit, sorry, hero, bandit, astrologer, prophet, samurai, prisoner. Oh man, the confessor, the wretch with the what you call it, blade about to batter up. The perfumer. Okay, so the scout, what you call it, is actually wearing the chain set. Basically, they have all of the gear that you can buy off of Kale, the first wandering vendor that you run across. Oh, the gladiator. Typically, you'll fight gladiators as bosses for the most part until the late game, where you fight them as like regular enemies. But they have Cestus, I believe, and leader. Okay, so leader is looks like a noble character, similar to that noble lady from Murray. All right. So let's see here. And here it shows like some configurations for 2-person parties, 3-person parties, and 4-person parties. In chapter 3. PC on NPCs, I guess. More text, some reference to the gnarled ring, or the gnarled finger. Vortex, HP. HP, the number for HP is pretty low. So I'm guessing that the numbers are reduced, which makes sense for a tabletop RPG. Again, sample of character sheet. For those who want to pause the video and devour every little morsel, like me. Oh man. Let's see here. More text, text, HP. Okay, so here there's mention of 2D plus equals. Okay, so I'm assuming that this part here would talk about like, oh, 2D plus some relevant modifier will equal like the results of your test. Let's see. More text, more text. One thing I appreciate about, I guess, this style of writing is it's unlike most RPGs nowadays, where there's this big emphasis on this beautiful art, so it can like evoke the imagination and all that. Here, in large part, it's informational. And let me see. Yeah, it's informational, so you're getting like the rules of the game. Okay, in chapter 4, and it shows a tree sentinel. Let's see. More text. More text. More text. And also a cool thing about, I guess, like Japanese RPGs, this is me guessing, is it has little manga where the characters are explaining the game concepts. So here it has a vagabond with with Melina, and she's explaining stuff, and then he's talking about rolling like 5 times the dice and something about a point. Let's see. So maybe there's something where you can roll like more than 2d6. Okay, here's more stuff. He's talking about, okay, 5 times the dice. And it goes to here, probably to use a flask or a sword. Boom, and he gets the results, 1, 4, 4, and 6. 6. Okay, and there's something here, this chart here, where it seems like if you roll a 2, or hold on a second, not sure what these categories are. This is the number of hits you deal, and 2, 2 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 3 plus 4, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So, if I had to guess, the number of dice that you roll would correspond to the amount of stamina that you would use. That's just a guess off of my part. That matches similarly to Rune, which is another Souls-like tabletop game. Let's see. Okay, more stuff. An illustration of male prophet. Alright, so not sure what this chart references here. But since it's got numbers and black squares, which I assume will be dice, seems kind of interesting. And that's in reference to HP. Another informational section here. And then some sort of flow chart over there. You got your, okay. It seems that our tarnished here is going through some underground area. I believe it's the underground area in Lyria of the Lakes, where you find like the ants' nest. Another manga here explaining game concepts. More text. Okay, so there appears to be a map sheet, and then as you explore the map, there's information about that section of the map. Okay, something about the GM. More text. More text. Okay, what is this? Appears to be a different kind of sheet here. It has references to dice rolls and results, and possibly FP. Chapter 6, the picture of Round Table Hold. Okay, yeah, so this shows the different NPCs you find at Round Table Hold, along with their functions. Okay, it gives, I guess, well, it shows, like, for example, with the blacksmith, the bonus to your weapon, the cost in runes, and I'm assuming that over on the side in parentheses there will be like for regular weapons, and then over here it will be for the somber smithing stones, and also with Roderica, the price for upgrading summon spirits. And then we have the twin hags that offer you like remembrances and whatnot. And you meet up with the other NPCs here. We got Cool Guy, McBackstabber, the Two Fingers. We got this dork's name, Gideon Offnear, the All-Knowing. I forgot her fucking name. Not Horalu, Nefeli Lu. There you go. Fia the Death Maiden, Rajier, and then more information, and I guess this is information on gear you find. Hit. Oh, okay. Weapon stats. Stays, swords. He has a lot of swords. He has a lot of everything. Axes. Let's see. Aces. Weapons. Bows. Seals. Shields. Okay. And we have weapons from the remembrances. Armors. Seems to be armor and helmet. Alright, I had to cut this portion short because nature calls. So we'll get back to continuing the other books. All right, and we're back. So continuing on from where I left off, let's go through the second book, the Elden Ring TRPG Skill and Sheet Book. Okay. Again, as a reminder, when I look off to the side, it's because I'm looking at a video feed of myself, looking at the stuff to the book, and like that I can see what's in the book while pointing the contents to the camera. Alright, so we got this cool illustration, or rather screenshot of the Tarnished wearing the Raging Wolf Knight set and wielding what appears to be probably a not a Zweihander, probably a claymore, or more likely a bastard sword with an electricity infusion facing off against an axe golem. Alright, here again, table of contents. This seems to be a sample of like what an entry of something would look like, along with what each of these different points means. Okay, so alright, so as we see here, it shows each of the classes, and it has some entries here, of which it has like, option 1 or option 2 of something, perhaps their skills, and perhaps these are I guess like skill sets that you can select from. Yeah, and it has them for all. Let me see how many there are. Sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 starting classes. And then there's other stuff here. Oh, there's a lot of other stuff. I'm guessing that these are skills and what they do. Okay, and here on the bottom right, it has images of what appear to be sorceries, such as Glintstone Dart. This may be Glintstone Scatter. This could be, I believe, either an invisibility spell of some sort, because there were spells to make your right hand invisible, or your right hand weapon invisible, the left hand weapon invisible. Here it looks like we have Azula's. It's one of those spells where you summon like a large, or you wield a magical two-handed sword, but the frost version. This would be to temper your shield with a magic, with a magic barrier. And of course, the spell provides a light source. Let's see more abilities. And here we have some incantations. Produce flame, fireball, the bigger fireball. The more you throw a bunch of scattered fireballs. This one that throws this basically little sun, and it kind of like slowly goes towards the enemies, and then it explodes and leaves an area covered in fire. This is Fire's Deadly Sin. This is probably Flame Protect Me, Flame Cleanse Me, and no, Flame Grant Me Strength, Flame Cleanse Me, and Flame Protect Me. And here we have lightning incantations. Let's see here. Interesting. It's got a sidebar talking about, I guess, when you talk to Renala, who is, what you call it? She's basically like the magic queen, or the sorcery queen of Raya Lucaria. And then here we have what appears to be like the use of a perfume bottle. And here it appears that this next section will go into the summoned spirits. Yep. There's the hawk summoned spirit, the one that has like the mask on, and that like it'll charge and hit you with the horn, and when it pecks at you, it leaves like an explosion. The reliable wolves, the Stormhawk. Yep. Uh-huh. Let's see. You know what? I'm pretty confident that these blocks here denote like extra HP boxes, so to speak. And then perhaps this first level means like their base value, which I'm not sure what it would be. The rats. This is another one of my, I guess, with one character that I had. It was a go-to summon because this particular character had a low mind score, so it had very few focus points. And the thing that makes the rat summon unique is that you can do it for free, even though it's probably like the physically weakest of them. And it also summons 4 rats, which is useful. Another incredibly useful summon, the shield minions. They wield large shields, and those large shields provide them a hell of a lot of durability. Oh, I noticed that here there seems to be this chart here seems to involve rolling one die, and depending on what you get, it'll produce some sort of effect. Perhaps it's an action chart. Who knows? That would be pretty cool. Another favorite, Black Knife Tish. They possess the unique ability to hit enemies with a black flame, where when you get hit with that black flame, you'll lose a portion of your maximum health, and that portion is based on a percentage, and you'll continue to like lose health pretty quickly. And of course, the best summon in the game, the Mimic Tier, because you summon a copy of yourself. Ooh. Okay, we have more sheets here. These appear to be sheets for the starting characters, or for the starting archetypes. And here's a blank sheet. Let's see here. What is this? A map sheet. And then a bigger map sheet that has interconnecting ways. Pretty useful, actually. Pretty useful point crawl. TRPG. If I had to guess, this chart here probably means that when you're playing with 2 PCs, 3 PCs, or 4 PCs, the number of PCs will adjust certain parameters of enemies or bosses, which matches the game itself, where if you're fighting a boss by yourself, it has its base stats. When you have one cooperator, it doubles its HP, and we have 2 cooperators with you, it triples its HP. Oh, interesting. It's got cutout stands too. Alright, so that's book 2. And now, book 3, the enemy and scenario book. Okay. We got the Tarnished on Torrent. We have Godric, the Grafted. Bear witness! Okay, and it's got it's got like the sample monster sheet and what each entry means. More text. All right, and here it has, let's see, some regular enemies or NPCs at the very least. Yep, it's got here the gravity miners, the old Albinaurics bandits, a particular kind of bandit, gnolls, commoners, Yep. Basically, I wouldn't be surprised if this has stats for every enemy in the game. Every enemy and NPC. Yeah, see? There's Albric. There's the noble who has the one-eyed shield. There's this guy you find in Volcano Manor with the pizza cutter. Here's Vare. It appears you are maidenless. Alright. Just perusing. Okay, here we go. We start off with the bosses. Market the Fell. Yeah. Godfrey. Or rather, Godric. Renala. Starscourge Radon. What's this freak's name? Praetor Rykard. And let us devour the gods together. Morgoth, the Fell King. The Last Fire Giant. Moog, Lord of Blood. Here we have Lasudasex. We have the Cleric Beast and his true form, Malekith. Oof. Baby. Good old Melania. Blade of Mikola. got Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, and then his true form, Horlu. Warrior! Radagon of the Golden Order. Elden Beast. Alright. And we have here Melina. Melina. We have more stats. Let's see. F0. Okay. So this appears to map like certain areas. Like, okay, this is like say for example, this is a part in Limgrave. Here's like the first zone, or the first area, Z001. Then this leads to Z002, which goes to Z004, and from here you can go to Z003 or Z005. I'm not sure what's up with these black box areas. And then over here, let's see. Yeah, it gives a description of the area. There's things with events. Let's see, 1 to 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So it appears that some random, some dice rolls are made in order to generate random events. 4, 5, and 6. And then here, let's see, GM map. So this might be a map or a point crawl map of like a dungeon, perhaps a mega dungeon, maybe Stormvale Castle. Let's see. Yep, it is Stormvale Castle. There's an entry here for 7, probably 7 or more. So I wonder what would modify this seemingly randomly generated roll. There's a rune bear. And another point crawl map. Seems like the game world is broken down into point crawl maps, whether they're of the outside world or dungeons. And it seems that the ones dedicated to dungeons are only for the legacy dungeons. These are areas in Liurnia of the Lakes. Man. Let's see if there's anything different. I'm looking for something that would be unexpected, which I think would be pretty easy to catch, seeing that I've played through this game probably over 24 times. Yeah, there's a picture of Goldmask and Brother Corwin, or Corhin, where they are both by the Colosseum in Lanedell, City of Ash, looking at the Erd Tree, while he's trying to figure out, what is Radagon's relationship to America. some the snowfields. Crumbling Fair Missoula. Okay, these appear to be. Hold on a second. They're showing NPCs here. See entries that say event. Okay, so here it shows EP00. So these are episodes, so to speak, or appear to be episodes. And here I guess it would be suggested level 15. The Chapel of Anticipation, which is where you start off. And your encounter with the Grafted Scion. Episode 1, Limgrave. Event. GM. Rainy of the Lakes, episode 3. Episode 4, Ray Lucara Academy. Episode 5, K-Lid. Dawn Festival. Episode 7, Altus Plateau. 8, Leendale Royal Capital. Mountaintops of the Giants. Crumbling Fair Missoula. Leendale Ashton Capital. Okay. So these seem to take you through the mandatory parts of the game. It could be argued that K-Lid is not absolutely mandatory. Well, actually, of the 3 like beginning areas, Limgrave, K-Lid, and Liurnia of the Lakes. In order to advance in the story, you only need to kill basically like the big boss. Can't think of their names right now. The Shard Bearers. There we go. Of 2 of the 3 areas, in order to continue on to Leendale. Right, and it has NPCs. Caria Manor. Noxtella. Okay, now it's starting to show optional areas here that have Shabriri Grapes. Unalloyed Golden Needle. Okay, so yeah, it's showing areas and big like side quests. Manor. And this is really cool. Deeper Depths. The Dung Eater. Alright. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the unboxing of the Elden Ring TRPG box set, containing the rule book, the skill and sheet book, and enemy and scenario book. And one thing that I'm going to do is to go through each of these books and use Google Translate so that I can translate what's in these books. And once I do that, I would like to present basically like a summarized version of what's in the books and go into more detail, particularly when it comes to game mechanics. I would like to learn how to play this game and also how to use the scenario portion of the 3rd book. If you made it this far, thank you for bearing with me. I figured Did I present something that I have not come across before on the internet? Probably because I wasn't looking hard enough or whatnot. I don't typically look into the Japanese TRPG space any further than like what I hear around the grapevine, such as Call of Cthulhu being the most popular TRPG in Japan, which is the case. You know, when I went to Yellow Submarine, the biggest within its TRPG section, the game that had the most shelf space dedicated to it was Call of Cthulhu. They also have a bunch of their own TRPG stuff that is not a translation of outside stuff. They seem to have some sort of publication called Roll and Roll, so it would be ROLE and ROLL. I also saw, a number of D&D 5th edition books, in Japanese, and I also saw like about a dozen or so for D&D 4th edition books, and which is pretty interesting. And I came across the box set for the Final Fantasy XIV starter set, which I have heard of beforehand, and initially I was interested in getting it, and then, just to sate my curiosity, even though, the answer is probably obvious, I asked one of the workers there if they had like the English version. I said, no, we only had the Japanese. And it's obvious it's a Japanese store. And also, that's something that I can order from SquareEnix.com. And it was actually a friend of mine who came to the store with me who, pulled this out of the shelves and said, hey, check it out. Because I didn't see it at first. And once I saw it, I had to have it. Had to have it. If anything, as like a collector's item and just like a relic of TTRPG or TRPG ism, kind of like how Grim Jim, he considers himself a TTRPG historian, and will just like collect books just for the sake of having them, and for the sake of the history of the hobby. And I figured this is my one of my contributions to it. Okay, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Again, as I translate the contents of the book, I'll make videos explaining what the game is all about. Until then, take care, folks, and play to find out what happens.